Thanksgiving is upon us.
But do you know what the real holiday is?
The day after Thanksgiving. That's right, Black Friday. It is what used to be the holiday to keep retailers from in the red into the black. It's time to bring in those profits. Well, I did this video a couple years ago, more than a couple years ago. It was time to revisit games that keep you staying in the black. We'll talk about that after this. One thing about this Black Friday video, we're talking about physical games, we're not talking about digital. So welcome to Games to Keep You in the Black Revisited. The very first game I show in this video is Chrono Trigger. Well, really, Final Fantasy Chronicles. In the original video, it was $20 at the time to get. Now it's about $35. Still a pretty good deal. I mean, Chrono Trigger back in 2016 was 100 loose. Now it's about 220 loose. Complete in the box, back in 2016, it was around 200-ish. Now it's over 850. Final Fantasy Chronicles is a great way to save some money. And it has Final Fantasy IV. Now we're going to jump to the NES. In my original video in 2016, I bring up Donkey Kong Classics. I think that is a great one to talk about as well. The original Donkey Kong for the NES was about $30 loose. Now, the CIB for it back then, on average, I would say more 200. I say 300 in the video. Well, today, a loose copy for the original Donkey Kong on the NES would be 44 and about 185 CIB. Donkey Kong Jr. back then was about 18 loose, 145 CIB, give or take. Now is 26 loose and about 277 CIB. Donkey Kong Classics was 15 loose back in 2016 and 30 CIB. Today, it's only 19 loose, $55 CIB. Donkey Kong Classics is a shelf saver and a money saver. Metal Slug Anthology. 7 games, great value. I still highly recommend this game. Great series. And sometimes you can't get these games anymore. You can get them in a couple different versions. PSP is now 33. The Wii version is 19, and the PlayStation 2 version is 43. I should play some. I haven't played in a while. In my original video, I talk about Symphony of the Night and the Chronicles of Dracula. Dracula X Chronicles, for PSP. The Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles on PSP is only around $30 complete in the case. But I want to talk about the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. It's only around $50 new. So let's talk about the value of all these games. Castlevania is 27 loose or 170 complete in the box. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest is 16 loose, 100 for a complete copy. Dracula's Curse, Castlevania 3, is 37 loose, 131 complete in the box. Castlevania 4 is $43 for a loose copy and $127 for a complete in the box copy. Castlevania Adventure is $18 loose and $163 for a complete in the box copy. Belmont's Revenge is $61 loose, over $400 for a complete in the box copy. That is a total of $202 for loose copies and over $1,100 for a complete in the box copies for these games. So get the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. It is truly a money saver, shelf saver. It's a great collection. I really highly recommend that one. In my original video, the cost of Castlevania Symphony of the Night was about $60 complete in the case, CIC. Now, over $180. Dracula X Loose back then, 2016, was $150. Now it's $250. I'm going to talk about the complete boxes or just the boxes and all that. There's so many other ways to play Castlevania now, but I really do recommend the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. I didn't even talk about the values of the Japanese versions or Kid Dracula. So this next game, Splatterhouse, the remake. Now, Splatterhouse is still a great deal if you can get on the 360 or the PlayStation 3. It does have the original trilogy if you unlock them. Loose, they're all around $240. The PlayStation 3 version of the remake of Splatterhouse, with those OG games included, is about $60. 360 is about $50. Kirby Collection on the Wii is a fantastic deal. Has all the Kirby games, including the original Kirby Adventure, and Kirby Dream Land 3 for the Super Nintendo. I love that Kirby Dream Land collection. It's still a great game, a great deal. Love Kirby, and if you want to get some Kirby, and you still have a Wii, and you don't want to get all the physical games on the NES and all the other systems, get that collection. Dreamland 3 back then was a $90 cart. Today, it's $170. Mega Man has been released so many times on multiple systems. You got the Mega Man X collection and the Mega Man Anniversary collection. We'll talk about the Mega Man X collection first. It has all the Mega Man X games on it. Mega Man X Loose is $30. Mega Man X2 is $85 to about $100. Mega Man X3 is $230. That's about $415 for the series loose. I'm not even going to talk about CIB. There's other games on there for the PlayStation 1, so I'm not really going to talk about it. But let's say $415 just for the Super Nintendo versions. That was then. Today, Mega Man X is $30, Mega Man X2 is $125, and Mega Man X3 is $293. I didn't have Mega Man X as a kid. Didn't have a Super Nintendo, but I did have the NES Mega Man games. The Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Play the classic Mega Man games on the NES all the way to Mega Man 8. Mega Man 5 alone is over $125. Mega Man 1 is $80. Great combo, great deals. Especially if you want to play some 16 and 8-bit Mega Man games, get those collections. Now here's a new one I did not talk about before, but the Sega Classics Arcade Collection for the Sega CD. It includes Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Golden Axe. And it also has the dual pack with Sherlock Holmes, Consulting Detective. These are relatively cheap and you get some great Sega Genesis games. I don't think these are arcade games. I think these are just Sega Genesis games, but another great collection. You can also get the Sega Genesis Classics. I have it for the Xbox, but it's also for the Switch and for the PlayStation as well. There's also the Sonic Classics. So if you don't want to keep Sonic 1 and 2 or Dr. Robotnik, you can get the single cart that has those games on it. Another shelf saver right there. And it's relatively inexpensive, and it's kind of a more of an uncommon cart as well. Of course, you can get the triple score, 3 games in 1. There's plenty of ways to play the Sega Genesis. Like Sega Genesis 6-pack. You can't go wrong if you want to save some money and you don't want to buy all these arcade games. Yes, arcade games. You can get the Capcom Classic Collections. When I was a child, it was one of my favorite miniseries. They came out in the movies recently. It Chapter Part 2. They have Street Fighter in it. I have never seen that version of Street Fighter till recently. Not just in it, but before that. Finally saw that on the Retro Gaming Expo. And this is Street Fighter 1. Other games on there too in the classic collections like Strider. You got 1942, 1943, Magic Sword, another great game, Final Fight. And you can get the Capcom Classic Collection also on the Xbox. And if you love Street Fighter, you could always get the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. You could play all the versions of Street Fighter 2 and all these other Street Fighters. Another great deal. Shelf saver and money saver right there.
You win!
Capcom Classics Mini Mix. This is a great deal still for the Game Boy Advance. It has an expensive NES game on there, Mighty Final Fight. You're only looking at about $30 CIB or $13 loose. It has 3 NES games on there, but it has Mighty Final Fight. Love Mighty Final Fight. Still think it's a great deal. And you also can get the arcade Greatest Hits, the Midway sets. This is for the Saturn, N64, and PlayStation 1. You get all these classic arcade games on these systems. So you don't need to get all these games. You can just get them on a single disc. Now for the Game Boy, you could also get them on the go. You can get the arcade classics. 2 games on one. So once again, shelf saver. And some of these games on the Game Boy, they're single carts, like Asteroids or Centipede. Well, you don't have to do that if you get the arcade classics. You can get more than one game. I think one of the greatest deals that came out recently for Ninja Turtles is the Cowabunga Collection. You get the NES, the Game Boy, the arcade games, all on a single cart or disc. Great deal. Tournament Fighters is on there too, an expensive NES game. It has Turtles 3 on there for the NES, Turtles 2, Turtles 1, and the arcade games. Get the Cowabunga Collection. It's not that expensive, and that one is really a money saver right there. There's also the Wonder Boy Collection, another one of those compilation games that has multiple games on there. If you want to explore them, the Wonder Boy collection. Rare Replay. A great collection, and it's not expensive at all. There are so many more games to discuss. Can't discuss them all. Here's a montage of games that have been released or compilations, and other ones that'll keep you in the black and get you out of the red. When you go out shopping, look for the games that are going to keep you some money in your pocket, some space on the shelf, and having a lot of fun while doing it. Well, this is the Black Friday edition revisited. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's kind of fun looking back at that video and going, hey, look at the values and prices, and kind of throw some new ones in there like the Rare Replay, the Cowabunga collection. Don't go in the red buying games. Stay in the black. Well, have fun. Go game. See you on my next video. Thank you again so much for watching this video. And if you wouldn't mind, if you like this type of content, I'm having a lot more coming out. Please like, subscribe if you can, comment. It really does help me out. And see you on my next video.